I kitbashed these 4 minis for Turnip28, the post-apocalyptic, post-Napoleonic world that was created by artist Max FitzGerald. And in this video, I'm going to show off the Sower and the Entwined Man. For the uninitiated, the world of Turnip28 features an everlasting war across a mud-swamped world. Oh, and there are sentient root vegetables that corrupt and infect people too. I got into Max's weird creation a few years back, in its early days of development, and I was inspired to kitbash some character figures, primarily built from a Warlord Napoleonic frame, Perry 100 Years War plastics, and a good bit of green stuff. I named them the Rotten Apples. First up is the Entwined Man, who's feasted on seeds from the Great Orchard to be at one with the spreading rot that its fruit brings. He's basically become a puppet to the roots and vines that now infect him. These were made from a trio of thin cylinders of green stuff, twisted around themselves, and once they were a little bit cured, I pulled at one end to thin the vines towards their tips, then cut them to length. As with far too many of my kit bashes, the figures sat unpainted for way too long, but suddenly I had an idea, and I managed to cajole the very talented Callum France, who now paints for Modifius, into splashing some muted colour onto my characters. Callum blended brown and green root colours with some warmer, more human pinks, giving the vines an uncanny hint of fleshiness. Several people have said that this model makes them feel extremely uncomfortable. One person even said it brought back memories of a childhood nightmare. Job done! The Sower's the simplest figure of the lot, but I think it's a really effective one. He protects himself with a Pavis, onto which Callum freehanded a perfect gold apple, and I then forced him to weather the crap out of it. And once he'd done that, I made him destroy it even more. I know it pushed my put-upon painting buddy out of his comfort zone to do it. Callum was a big fan of the super clean GW style, but he ended up embracing this new approach. This year, his squad of heavily weathered Fallout Protectrons won the Grand Champion Prize at UK Games Expo's Sir Coates Painting Masters competition. Nice one, Callum! The blunderbuss is made from a trumpet tip that I got from a Perry frame and fixed to the top of the Warlord weapon. I imagine it sends out seeds like shot, spreading infection where they hit. This turned out to be a really rewarding collaboration, with each of us doing what we were best at. Me chopping up plastics and sculpting in detail, and Callum wielding his brushes with extreme precision. You can see my conversion guide for these figures in Wargames Illustrated 403, and read Callum's painting guide in Wargames Illustrated 445. I told you they sat waiting for a while to be done. Those issues, and over 450 more, along with a ton of extra bonuses, can all be found by getting a WI Prime membership. So what are you waiting for? Join up and get kitbashing some Turnip28 creations of your own.